Hey guys, it's really good to be here with you today. Feeling a bit fragmented on what wants to be shared, or if I should even share it all. But I enjoy how showing up and sharing it keeps me in this flow of truth. Um, yeah, it kind of keeps me on the straight and narrow, if you will. Keeps me in alignment. But yeah, I'm feeling a lot of resistance to sharing today for sure. I think the resistance probably comes from fear. Fear of judgment, fear of abandonment, fear of being seen, fear of being found out. And these fears, they go in really, really deep because I don't know how many thousands of layers I've dissolved, right? But yeah, there's just this deep internal fear in the heart center, in the belly. I can feel it right now. The fear can have a lot of stories. But this place, and sometimes it's like true, well, should we be so open? Maybe some days it needs protection and we don't come forward and share. And I think it just comes down to like, well, what's your truth in that day? What is that silent inner voice speaking to you, you know? And for me, I notice when I come forward, even with the fears, a lot of times, when I just come forward and I just let the video make itself, and then I just post it and I don't think twice about it, that actually can dissolve a lot of fears. And I think for me, I feel a bit in a bind. I feel a bit kind of in bondage. Yeah. And for me, I don't enjoy that. I don't enjoy not being free. So this is one of the ways that I liberate myself, is as I come forward and I just own what's here, and I just kind of get out of the way, and I just let it be whatever it's going to be. And as I'm, and that the fear appreciates being named, kind of being owned and being seen. If I were to try to make a video and go around the fear, which is just fine if you need to do that, if you really got to make something right and there's a lot of fear, whatever, do what you got to do. But for me, I use these videos now mostly as a somatic healing. I just kind of in the moment discovery. And so what I noticed is this fear, it wouldn't even be allowing this video, I think, to keep going unless I made it about, because I'm making this video about the fear is like okay with it. Like the inner child's like, that's like terrified. I don't want to do this. It's scary. They're going to hate me. Whatever its fears are. And these fears go way back, right? I think that's one of the reasons I've gotten so addicted to love too, or we get addicted to anything, is we're trying to fill like that void that didn't get filled in childhood, that we're trying to fill that sense of lack of love within us. We're trying to fill it from the outside, whether it was someone else or some substance or whatever, some experience. Yeah, I think I got a little bit ahead of the fear there. This feels really free now. Like, wow, I can just sit here in fear and I don't have to talk. I could just literally be here on camera, being seen in fear. And that takes a lot of freedom in and of itself, just to get to that place where you're like, ooh, this is yummy. This feels nice. That's interesting. It's like, the fear thinks it needs to come up with something to say so that people will be happy with the video or be liked. You know, these places, they feel like at the end of the day, they're really just craving God's validation and your own and out, like, this fear wants me, you know, it wants me, it wants to know I love it. So me actually not trying to make a great video and just being like, here you go, fear, this video is for you. It's a beer commercial. It actually shows the fear like, oh shit, he likes me no matter what. Like, I'm loved here. I don't have to be anything for this one, for me to love the fear, you know? I think that's what our fear wants to know the most, is like, it wants to know, is just like, am I okay? Am I okay just being me? You know, fear is the thing that like propels us to try to become something more, become somebody, try to achieve something. I had someone who was really hurting create a comment about progression, and I could just feel this person's pain about, and the pressure they were putting on themselves about progressing in life, and it's like a lot of times fear feels like it needs to do that so that at the end of the rainbow, one day it will be worthy of love. One day, if it progresses to a certain place. And I felt that person's pain and their hurt, and I felt it so deeply. Almost makes me want to cry right now. And it's like, that's how deep this hurt goes. It's like, it's been so convinced that it's not worthy of love just as it is. Like this fear in our bodies, you know? It's just so convinced that if it shows its face, it's going to be rejected, abandoned. People are going to throw tomatoes at it. And so we get lied to, you know? Everyone else is living that lie. So why we feel like we should live the same lie, right? The lie that one day I'll be worthy of love or approval, acceptance, etc. I could just like feel so much pain there, like in the collective. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lie. And actually, when you slow down with your fear and you just are with it, you realize like all the love you could ever want's right here. And it's always been right here. And there's like a deep peace in that recognition. Yeah. It's like letting your fear just soak in the presence of this moment. Like, can you actually let your fear really feel that and like absorb the presence of the here and now? Like I'm literally feeling the present moment, just like meeting my fear. Underneath the desire to become someone or something, and it's cool if you got goals and you're inspired to create, and I get that's beautiful, but underneath this desire to become something more is like really just this longing for like this moment, to like be fully with this moment. Because when you're fully immersed in this moment, it's like you have this sense of how could anything more be wanted. It's like there's this sense of, oh, complete. Like I'm whole. And that's anything that's in separation: fear, shame, rage, deep hurt, trauma. Anything in separation is wanting this experience of coming home. And so this is one of the ways I give my parts this experience of coming home, I just make videos like this, and they bring me right here into this moment. And that's the greatest success there is, right? And then the desire or need to succeed in any other way just falls, because you see where it was coming from. It's coming from this place of lack or absence of connection to who and what you truly are. And then success might come for you or not, but it doesn't matter either way, because you're all the way home. And you're free from the outcomes of your deeds and your actions. You're free just to be this conduit. So, I think that's good. Much love to y'all. Thanks for being here in this very organic, spontaneous, alive space with me. It's always such an honor. I love y'all so much. Namaste.